Hi, friends and hatchlings. Come join us as we explore new places. While we adventure, we're gonna learn all kinds of remarkable things. I can't wait to see where the chill chest tells us to go next. Could it be here? There? Or even here? Ooh, check it out. This is gonna be a great trip. Hello everyone, my name is Kate and this is my buddy Cai the chameleon. Lately, we've been leaving Cai's tree to travel all around town and learn about some really cool new places. This is especially helpful for all you at home because you can learn about these places and feel prepared if you ever get the chance to visit them. Our chill chest over here shows us some clues about where we're gonna be going today. Let's see where we're headed. There we go. Let's check out what's in here. Ugh. Do you think we're gonna be going up really high? In one of these really big planes? I know you don't mind climbing up high, but geez, oh man, it just makes me so nervous. I'm noticing that my body feels really tingly, and it feels like there's butterflies dancing around in my belly. Oh, my thoughts are just bouncing all around too. Friends at home, if you need a refresher on how to read your body clues, you can always check out our episodes 1 to 10. We talk about body clues a ton. I don't know why I'm so nervous, but now that you ask, I've never even been on a plane before. You know what? Now that I think about it, I do have a friend that's a pilot of a really small plane. Maybe that's good, to start off small and see how I feel after learning more about it. I guess let's just get ready and see what happens. Alrighty, here we have our Chill Skills travel pack. This is just jam-packed full of different fidgets and chill skills that we've learned. Having this handy helps us cope with our big feelings when they pop up on our trips. And I have a feeling that I'm gonna need them for this one. And that leaves our trusty travel watches. There you go, bud. Okay, all we have to do is count down and push our watches and off we go. You ready, Cai? All right, 3, 2, 1. We've made it safely here to the airport. I've got to tell you, I'm still feeling a bit nervous, but I learned that knowledge is power. So I hope that learning more about these planes will help me conquer my nerves. Check it out, Cai is psyched. It's time to learn. What's it like? Hey friends, we're here in the hangar with my pal, Mr. Tanner, and we're gonna learn all about this Skyhawk plane. Tanner, where do we start?
First, we complete a checklist to make sure everything on the inside and outside is safe and ready to fly. How about let's take a look around?
That sounds awesome.
First, I check the propeller. It spins really fast and makes the plane fly. Next, I check the wings. They create lift and keep the plane in the sky. Then I check the tires and brakes to make sure the plane is safe on the ground. And last, I'll check the tail to make sure I can turn left, right, up, and down. All right, that wraps up the outside. Let's go ahead and take a look inside.
Kai seems to be noticing that I'm having some pretty big feelings. Thanks for looking out, buddy. Excuse me, do you mind if I could have a few minutes? I'm feeling a bit nervous.
That's okay. I understand. It can be scary to fly. Take your time.
Thank you so much. Friends, I think it's time for a chill check. If this is your first time hearing about the 5-step chill check, watch episode 6 to find out the whole scoop. Let's dive into it. First step of every chill check is to check my body clues. I noticed I was getting fidgety and I was feeling hot. I realized I was having trouble staying focused on what Mr. Tanner was saying. I quickly decided I better move on to step 2, which involves naming my emotion and rating on the chillmometer how big my emotion is. I figured out that I was feeling anxious. The chillmometer starts at a 1, meaning small emotions, and goes all the way up to 5, which means you're feeling big emotions. Based off my body clues, I felt like I was definitely a 4 or 5 on the chillmometer. That means I was feeling big time anxious. It was time to move on to step 3. I pushed the big feelings button in my mind, and this helped me to slow down and stop what I was doing for a moment, so I could pick a chill skill. I needed to distract my brain, so I chose the chill skill called Countdown to Calm. I took a little bit of time and started bubble breathing, and imagined numbers in my mind as I counted to 5, then back down again to 1. Once done counting, I moved on to step 5 of the chill check, which was to recheck my emotion and number. It seems like the chill skill really helped me because while I still felt a little bit anxious, my chillmometer number dropped down to a 2. I felt much more in control of my mind and body. Thank you so much for giving me a few moments to do my own checklist. I'm feeling much better. Let's climb on in.
All right, let's hop in. This is the pilot seat. This is where I sit to fly the airplane. It has a seatbelt that keeps me safe. I have gauges and dials that shows me if the plane is happy and functioning correctly. Last, I have radios and a map, so I can talk to people in the sky and navigate where I'm going.
Friends, if you ever fly in a plane, you'll be sitting in the passenger part of the plane. This is probably a smaller version of what you'll see if you ever get to fly one day. Would you be able to tell us a little bit about how to be safe as a passenger? Like maybe some pro tips?
I'd love to, but I'll need your help, Kate.
Okay.
Be sure to buckle your seatbelt while you're in the plane to stay safe. Always listen to the pilot and the crew for any information they have to give you. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and be sure not to touch anything if you're not sure what it is. Be sure to use your inside voice so you can hear the things around you, and make sure that all of your things are stowed away so they're safe during the flight. All right, that completes the safety check. How are you feeling now, Kate?
You know what? After learning about this plane and all the safety checks that you do, in addition to knowing that you and Kai are here in case I get big feelings, I'm feeling a lot more confident about this. I'm ready to go up in the sky.
Well, sorry, I actually can't take you on a flight today. I have to go to a baseball game with my family. But I have a friend that flies helicopters. Would you like to learn about helicopters?
You know what? I think I'm up for it. Let's do it.
Great, let's do it.
Hi there. My name is Kate and this is Kai. Our friend just told us that you might be willing to show us around this amazing helicopter.
Absolutely. My name is Mr. Chris. Welcome to the Life Flight Helicopter.
I've never heard that before.
Is Lifelight like the model of the helicopter?
No, Lifelight is just the name of the program that we work for, but the helicopter is an EC-145 helicopter. It's a medical helicopter. It's like an ambulance in the sky.
We actually got to ride in the back of an ambulance when Cai fell out of his tree. Everybody was so nice and helpful.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you're okay. We basically do the same thing. We go travel long distances through the air, but we do it very, very quickly.
Wow, that's just amazing. I can't believe someone thought to do this.
Actually, a woman named Miss Millie thought of the idea. She helped establish one of the nation's first medical helicopter programs in the United States back in 1978.
Wow, that is just so neat.
Absolutely. You ready for me to show you around?
Totally, let's go.
Some of the things that I like to look at before we take off is the windscreen. I like to make sure that the windscreen is clean and clear and I can see out of it well. I take a look at the pitot tubes, which are up front. That tells me how fast we're flying. I take a look at the skids and make sure that they're secure, they're not broken. And up top, I look at the rotor blades. They're kind of like airplane wings, but they spin really, really fast, and that's what helps us fly. We take a look at the engines inside to make sure they're not leaking any fluids. And I look at the tail rotor to make sure that there's no problems with that either, because that's how we spin left and right.
It is so amazing to see how two aircrafts can be built so differently, but they can still both fly. Would you mind showing us around the inside?
Sure thing.
Cool.
So up front in the cockpit, I like to open things up and make sure all these dials and switches are in the correct position and everything's working properly. I check all my lights and make sure that they're working. And then in the back here, this is where we put our patient. So if someone's sick or injured, they'll lay back here on this stretcher, and we have all kinds of equipment that are similar to what you would find in an emergency room, where we can take care of people in the sky. Well, I know you don't have to go to the hospital, but I'm off duty. Would you like to take a ride around the area with me?
Well, I'm still feeling a little anxious, but I think it would be good for me to see what it's like. You know, face my fears.
Well, why don't you hang on to this photo for a little while we get ready?
I guess looking at it would distract me, huh?
Mr. Chris gave me a photo of Miss Millie back from the 1970s. The picture had Millie herself and the nurse crew that started the program. I decided to use the chill skill called Happy Place. So I imagined that I was being brave, like the group of women nurses in the picture. Thinking of this made me feel much more confident to go up in the air.
All right, let's go.
That was amazing! Seeing the world from that high up was so cool. Kai, what did you think? Now that Mr. Chris got us safely back to the ground, I have a few more questions I want to ask him. It's time for our Hatchling report.
Welcome back, friends, to the Hatchling Report. We are so excited to be here live with Mr. Chris. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
My goodness, I'm so great. Thank you for asking. Can you tell our friends at home, what do you do for your job?
I am a life flight helicopter pilot, and I fly this thing right here.
Wow, I imagine you fly to so many different places in this amazing helicopter. Do you have any idea of about how many trips you've taken in your career so far?
It's hard to keep count, but I know it's well over 1,000.
That is a ton. Bet you can't count that high at home, kids. Okay, let's see, moving right along. Oh, what are some of the different reasons people might get on Life Flight?
Well, sometimes people can get really sick or injured, but they live far away from a hospital. So we can come in, land, pick them up, and fly them to the hospital really quickly.
Wow, that's just so great. Kai, you were fine just a second ago. Are you faking it so you can get another trip on this helicopter? Yeah, that's what I thought. Go ahead and skedaddle. Yep. Okay, so sorry about that. Our next hard-hitting question is, what is your favorite pizza topping?
I have to say pepperoni.
Chef's kiss. Whew. Ooh, if someone is flying for the first time, do you have any pro tips?
Well, I tell people it's okay to have big feelings. That's normal. Sometimes when we do new things, it can be stressful or it can be scary. But with helicopters or even airplanes, I tell people they can drink some water with a straw, or they can even chew on some gum, and that can help them feel better.
That was a great suggestion. Friends at home, did you hear that? Sounds like the chill skill of shake, shake, water break can be helpful not only on the ground, but up in the sky too. Our next question is a really fun one. How do you eat your corn on the cob? Row by row, or do you twist as you eat?
Well, if you're a cool helicopter pilot like me, you go row by row.
That is great. This about wraps up our time here with Mr. Chris. Would you mind answering one last question? We would love to know. How do you chill? I imagine there are so many different things that you have to pay attention to when you fly a helicopter. Can you tell us a little bit about how you chill when you're at work?
Well, it doesn't happen quite as often anymore, but when it does, I like to use Countdown to Calm.
Wow, you don't say. I used that earlier today too. Makes me feel pretty special. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with us. We learned so many cool facts about this helicopter and what it is that you do.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
That about wraps things up here from the Hatchling Report. Kai, I'm really tired. We did so much today. Do you mind if we head back to your tree? All right, let's get out of here. Time to sync up our watches. In 3, 2, 1.
I feel like I just learned so much. It's like the chill chest wanted me to explore why I was feeling so nervous. Seeing a plane and helicopter, being up in the sky, and learning all about them helped me feel so much more comfortable. Are you listening to me? I know, you absolutely loved it, didn't you? Friends at home, we know that Kai loves to climb, but he never thought that he would get the chance to fly up in the air. I'm so glad I tried something new and really pushed myself to learn. This experience taught me that being nervous to try something new is pretty normal. If you talk to your safe adults and learn more about the things that give you big feelings, you might wind up liking that thing after all. That wraps it up for today. Can't wait to see you for our next journey. Until we meet again, use your skills and keep it chill.